Hi guys, and welcome to the page. I'm Ken Smith with Ken Smith Gallery, and I thought I would create a narrative video about the Model A. And there are plenty of people out there that know about the Model A but don't know about the Model A. And so I thought, that's kind of a play on words, but I thought I would just share a little bit about what I know, which really isn't that much. But in order to really appreciate the Model A, you need to understand why the Model A came into existence. And that was really because of the downturn in sales of the Model T. If you don't know what the Model T was or is, it was produced by the Ford Motor Company from October 1st, 1908 to May 26, 1927. And it's generally regarded as the first affordable automobile, which made car travel available to middle-class Americans at that time. The relatively low price was partially the result of Ford's efficient fabrication, including the assembly line production instead of individual handcrafting. Most cars at that time began exactly that same way, individual handcrafting. Now, Ford didn't invent the assembly line, but he did perfect it. And how he got the inspiration of perfecting it was actually visiting a meat packing assembly line plant in Chicago. And he saw that instead of the workers moving down the assembly line, he saw the meat moving down the assembly line. And he thought to himself, hey, I can apply those same principles and develop a car. Henry didn't give up, and he, through trial and error and examination, going back over and over and over again, developed a very efficient assembly line through the years of cranking out Model Ts. Over the years, Henry became so successful with the assembly line process that he produced 10 million. And shortly after, the demand kept growing. And with minimal changes to the original design, Henry produced 15 million. And at that time, it was the most sold car in history, before eventually being surpassed by, of all things, the Volkswagen Beetle in 1972. But that's a different story, and we won't go there. Now, from the mid-1910s through the early 1920s, Ford dominated the automotive market with its Model T. But during the mid-20s, this dominance eroded as competitors, especially the various General Motors divisions, caught up with Ford's mass production system and began to better Ford in some areas, especially by offering more powerful engines, new convenience features, or cosmetic customization. These features Henry Ford considered to be unnecessary, even electric starters, but were gradually shifting in the public's perception from luxuries to essentials. Ford's sales force recognized the threat and advised Henry to respond to it. Initially, Henry resisted, but the T-sagging market left him no choice, and he had to eventually admit a replacement was needed. Henry's disdain for cosmetic vanity as applied to automobiles led him to leave the Model A styling to a team led by his son Edsel, even though Henry would take credit for it, despite his son doing most of the work. This new Model A was designated as the 1928 model and was available in 4 standard colors. By February 4th, 1929, 1 million Model A's had already been sold, and by July 24th, 2 million Model A's. The range of body styles ran from the Tudor, and available in gray, green, or black, to the town car with dual cowls. In March 1930, Model A sales hit 3 million, and there was a total of 9 body styles available. Model A production ended in March 1932 after nearly 5 million had been made in all of the body styles. Prices for the Model A ranged from $385 for a Roadster to $1,400 for the top-of-the-line town car. The engine was water-cooled with an L-head inline 4 with a cubic inch displacement of 201 cubic inches. This engine provided 40 horsepower. The Model A's top speed, according to Ford, was around 65 miles per hour. The Model A had a 103.5-inch wheelbase, and the final drive ratio was 3.77 to 1. The transmission was a conventional unsynchronized 3-speed sliding gear with a single-speed reverse. The Model A had 4-wheel mechanical drum brakes. The 1930 and 31 models were available with stainless steel radiator cowlings and headlamp housings. The Model A came in a wide variety of styles, including coupes, business coupes, sport coupe, roadster coupes, convertibles, cabriolets, convertible sedans, phaetons, standard and deluxe, 2-door sedans, and town cars, 4 doors, 5-window standard, 3-window deluxe, Victoria, the town sedan, the station wagon, taxi cab, truck, and commercial vehicles. The very rare special coupe started production around March 1928 and ended mid-1929. The Model A was the first Ford to use the standard set of drive controls with conventional clutch and brake pedals, throttle, and a gear shift. Previous Fords used controls that had become uncommon to drivers of other makes. The Model A's fuel tank was situated in the cowl between the engine compartment's firewall and the dash panel. It had a visual fuel gauge, and the fuel flowed to the carburetor by gravity. A rear view mirror was optional. In cooler climates, owners could purchase an aftermarket cast iron unit to place over the exhaust manifold to provide heat to the cab. A small door provided adjustment of the amount of hot air entering the cab. The Model A was the first car to have safety glass in the windshield. The Ford Motor Company produced its 20 millionth automobile, which was a Model A black town sedan, on April 14, 1931. The car rolled off the assembly line and immediately embarked on a nationwide publicity tour. Superior in almost every way to the Model T, the Model A enabled Ford to survive the Great Depression and eventually become one of the big 3 automakers. I sure hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. It's so important to us so we continue to bring you content. But most of all, be blessed and have a wonderful day.